ஓம் ஐந்து கரத்தனை அணை முகத்தனை இந்த இளம்பிறை போன்ற எயிற்றினை நந்திமகந்தனை ஞான கொழுந்தினை புந்தியில் வைத்தடி போற்றுகின்றேனே. शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये. वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्. Okay, we go to the 11th chapter now. एकादश अध्यायः विश्वरूप दर्शन योगः. विश्वरूप दर्शन योगः. Vishwa means universe, Rupa means form, Darshana means showing, Yoga, the chapter on Viśvarūpa Darshana, right? I think many of you are familiar, in India, during December, close to the Christmas time, we have the Swargavasa. Then you are Viśvarūpa, I mean, you get an idea about that. Now, according to general belief, that everything that is said in the Bhagavad Gītā is true. There is no cock and bull story just to make you, everything is said to be true, right? If that is the case, many people will start thinking, how to understand the 11th chapter, where the Lord is supposed to show his huge form. Earlier we have seen the Lord saying that everything is in me, everything is in me, right? Everything is in me, but not, I am not in everything. But everything is in me means that can you show everything in you? Can you show? That's what Arjuna asked. You said everything is in me, then why don't you show that everything in you? Why can't I see? But you have come down, even though you are in everything, everything is in you. You have taken a small human being, and then more or less my own height and my own weight, you are standing in front of me, and then of course you talk a little better than I do, isn't it? That's about all. But if you say you are God and then everything is in you, but how can I know that? Not that I doubt that, but can't you show it to me? Right? Now the question is, in Vedanta, they talk about three kinds of spaces. Three akashas they call it. The one is called the Bhuta Akasha, the physical space that we find. All of us are in the physical world. It's called Bhuta Akasha. And then there is another Akasha called Chitta Akasha, space of the mind, mental space. And then finally they talk about the, what you call, Chida Akasha. Chit means consciousness, Akasha, space of the, what you call, space of the Chit. You find this mentioned in a text called, there are several places, but one text where you find this is called Yoga Vasishta. Have you heard of Yoga Vasishta? There's a text called Yoga Vasishta. Now let us go from here so that we will at least appreciate that this is possible, right? We may not be able to see the way Arjuna was able to see, but still let us try to see. Now, we are all familiar with the physical space. You are in the physical space, you are here, but all of us are in the physical space. All the objects that is in the physical space, how do we have already talked about it. How do we see everything in this physical space? It has to go through our senses, has to go to the brain. Those signals are taken by the brain, and brain is a very superior instrument. It is able to convert them into images, and then, so right at this particular moment, whatever I see is not physically the objects that are in front, but it all goes to my brain, and only in the brain processes them and puts them again, reprojects the whole thing. Where does it reproject? It can't reproject in the physical world. It has to reproject in the mental space. That's called Chitta Akasha. So Patanjali is probably the one who was able to say that whatever you see in the outside world, even though it is real, you cannot see anything, you not experience anything of the outside world as they are. Everything will have to be converted into into objects in the mental or images in the mental space, and only in the mental space you can see that. What you see in the mental space called Chitta Vritti, he calls it Chitta Vritti. And then the Chitta itself cannot see this. Chitta cannot see. Chitta has got no consciousness. There has to be a separate entity called Purusha or Atma, which he is able to see. So what does he say? Instead of saying that I am the subject and then looking at all other objects as it is, in the physical world, Actually, what is happening only in the what you call Chitta Akasha, or the mental space, in which what you call all the objects that you see outside world are also me. I'm also part of this. Whatever. Right at this moment, I experience not only the outside world, I also experience me, isn't it? Right at this moment, I'm aware of this particular person, right? How is it happening? They try to explain that from the outside objects are grasped by the senses, and the awareness of my own, or the understanding of my own body, comes through the nervous system in me, right? Very easily we can understand, the nervous system in me, they constantly send signals to the brain. With that, you are aware of this particular body. Who is aware? The Purusha is aware of this body. There are two components to what I am aware of. One is the outside world, that are objects. The other one is the, what you call, the Drishya Atma, the one that is considered to be the self. So both of them are right. Just right at this moment, what is it I am aware of? I am aware of all the objects outside, and also this particular person. Where does it take place? According to Patanjali, it takes place in the brain. That is called Chitta Akasha, right? Chitta Akasha, Purila Chitta Akasha. But then the Vedantins say, when the Vedantins will try to find some, they agree with that. There has to be a non-changing conscious principle to be able to see the ever-changing Chitta Vrittis, because last moment, you are sitting here, next moment you change, all the changes are being observed by the senses, and then all the changes are replicated by the mind, by projecting it in the Chitta Akasha that we have seen. Now some Vedantis ask this particular question. If the Chitta is able to project not only the outside, but also me, but where is Chitta itself? Chitta itself is in this body. Chitta itself is in the body. So how can you say Chitta is able to project everything outside and also this person without, right? But then how can it project itself? That's a question. I'm sorry to put you that. When you say the Chitta is able to project this person is complete only with the Chitta, along with the brain, along with that. So this interpretation is doubtful. So they say, what they say is, there is a non-changing consciousness. Within that non-changing consciousness, all these things are taking place. And then they call it as the Chidakasa, space within the space within the, within the consciousness, right? Now, in that case, what happens? Everything, whatever is happening in the outside world, whatever I'm doing right now, all these are taking place within the Chidakasha, the space of consciousness. Within that it is happening. Within this it is happening. But even though it is happening within that consciousness, it appears to be outside that, outside of it. That is known as the illusion that they are talking about. Even though everything is taking place within the consciousness, we don't know the dimensions of the consciousness. It may be small, it may be great, we don't know. In the Upanishads say it is anoraniya, it is smaller than even the atom and all that. But within that particular consciousness, within that consciousness space, all these things are occurring. All these things are occurring. So this is exactly what we have got to understand to be able to appreciate what the Lord is going to say. What does he say? The entire universe, whatever you see, what is happening within me. Is happening within me. How can you explain that? That me is the pure consciousness, which is Brahman. Within that Brahman, the entire creation, everything that you have experienced is taking place, but it appears to be outside of the consciousness. One example that you give, you get is, whenever we have a dream, all right, normal, let's not go into what these people say. Normal dream, where does it take place? It takes place in your head, isn't it? The dream is supposed to take place in the head. When it takes place in the head, where do you see the where do you see the dream? You don't see the dream in the head, because you see elephants, you see cars, you see large amount of space. It can't be accommodated within the brain. So even though it is happening within, it appears to be outside of that. Clear? So the same thing they say, that even though the entire universe is within the consciousness, Anuraniyan, it's very small, it appears to be outside that. So the entire universe, the Lord is going. So instead of Brahman or consciousness, you substitute the word as Lord. So within the Lord, all these things are happening. So it is not it is not impossible to consider that the whole thing would be taking place within the Lord Himself. Am I struggling? So that is what. So instead of saying everything is taking place within Brahman, he says, because I am the creator, everything is created is in me, everything is in me, not, everything is in me, I am not in everything. So you look at that particular. So that is what is actually, having told Arjuna that, everything is in me. Now Arjuna wants to see, you are sitting in front of me, you are standing in front of me, right? Yes, you are standing or sitting, whatever this fellow is sitting on the vertical, sitting on the floor of the chariot, right? How can I understand that everything is within you? So now he has to explain this. So he is explaining it by showing him that, Viśvarūpa Darśana is going to. This is not out of what shall I say? It is not incongruous to say that, because even if you start looking at the way Patanjali is one individual who was able to completely change the way we look at things. No, instead of saying that I am the subject and all the outside objects are the objects in this world, he said the objects are not the physical objects, nor you. Everything will have to be converted into chitta vritti inside your chitta, and there has to be a non-changing consciousness to observe. So the observer is Purusha. Purusha is the self, and then all the objects that you experience, including this fellow, is in the form of chitta vritti. Only the Vedantists take one step further and say, when you say that chitta vritti includes this individual also, then the brain, which is chitta, which is supposed to project all these things, is also part of this. So it is not completely correct to say it is a chitta akasha. Then they go on to say, what is the other one that is now undisturbed? It is pure consciousness. The Purusha is the one that is purely non-changing consciousness. So they postulate that within the Purusha, which is Brahman, all these things are taking place. It appears to be outside. And the Lord is going to explain it in physical form so that Arjuna can understand. It is not something, it is not, it is not just some sort of unproved theory. It is only an explanation so that ordinary people can understand. He says, that's why instead of saying within Brahman all these things are taking place, that the Vedanta will be able to easily understand. Here, when you say that, when you associate creation with the Lord, so instead of saying that all these things are taking place in the Chidakasha, he says all these things are taking place within the Lord. It doesn't contradict the earlier statement. Okay, I'm done. So that we'll go to the next chapter. The next chapter, right? Next chapter. Is it clear, Naswana? Does it make sense? Huh? There is Brahman, right? See, what I will tell you. Right now, we said that everything is understood, everything is in a form of chitta vritti. Did you understand that? You can't see everything outside, everything out. So everything is a chitta vritti, everything. But there has to be an observer of that. There has to be awareness of that. That awareness is said to be the Purusha or the real self. What is the main characteristic of a subject? The subject should be aware of the object. So it has to have consciousness. Right at this particular moment, there is consciousness. What is it? What is the consciousness aware of? It is aware of everything outside and also me as part of the whole thing. And then we said, according to Patanjali, this awareness is not the way it is happening, because all the outside objects you can't directly see. Everything will have to go to the brain will have to convert everything. So he said, instead of saying Ramaswami is the subject, or you are the subject, the outside is the object, he says, you and the outside object are known only as chitta vrittis in the brain, which is the one which is able to see that consciousness. And that consciousness does not undergo any change. So one moment you got a chitta vritti, next moment another chitta vritti, third moment another chitta vritti. This is explained to you in the second chapter itself. It keeps on changing. Whatever you experience keeps on changing, but there has to be a non-changing entity, non-changing awareness to be able to observe the changing chitta vritti. And that is known as pure consciousness. That's what I was referring to. That is called the Atma, that is called the Purusha. When the Vedantas go one step further, he said that, there is no, everything is taking place only in that particular consciousness, because it's very difficult to explain, or impossible to explain that the chitta, the brain is able to project everything. Brain is able to get a lot of information from outside, information from your own body, puts them all together and then projects them. That is definitely something different from the way we normally go about understanding how things are happening. So that, the Vedantins accept that, but only thing is their objection is that they accept there is a pure non-changing consciousness to observe the ever-changing chitta vritti. Now there's no, the only thing is it's not a chitta vritti, it is a maya vritti. Maya vritti means, it is taking place. Where does it take place? It takes place in the Brahman itself. So instead of saying Brahman and Maya vritti and all that, Lord Krishna has also accepted that, the entire creation, he created this entire universe, through Maya and the two streams of creation, all those. Now, what you call, our friend Arjuna wants to know, you said that everything is within you, can you show me, right? And what I'm trying to explain to you is, it is not illogical. Okay. Now, because Arjuna wants to, Arjuna wants to see, and then the Lord is able to show that. And can I do that? First of all, if I understand that, then it is possible to imagine that. So within the consciousness, that is known as Chit Akasha. Chit Akasha. Chit means consciousness, Akasha means space. According to Vedanta, everything takes place only in the Chit Akasha. If you want to follow the same thing can be explained as everything is taking place within the Lord. Is it clear? Right. Yes. So this chapter can be understood when many people merely say, this is it is a logical base. It is exactly based on Vedanta. Ekadashodhyayah Viśvarūpa Darśana Yogaḥ. Arjuna Vacha Mat Anugrahaya Paramam Guhyam Adhyatma Samgitam Yatvayoktam Vachaha Tena Mohoyam Vigato Mama. He says that a lot of confusion has left me. Please know, it's a fairly important thing to relate this to Vedanta. Vedanta, at least the Advaita Vedanta says, right, everything is taking place only in the Chidakasha. Chidakasha, the space of the consciousness. Only that. The Chitta Akasha that Patanjali says is a great development, great what do you call, the way, rather than the way we normally go about understanding, I'm here, you are there, we go about all of our life saying that, I'm the subject, you are the object, and all that's how we go about life. He says it is not even though all the objects outside are real, even though I am also real, he doesn't say that it is all Maya. Even though they are real, but it is known only as Chittavrittis in the Chittakasha. So instead of saying Ramaswami is the subject, the outside world is the object, he says this non-changing Purusha is the subject and the Chittavritti is the object. That's a big vertical. Then Vedantis take one step further and then try to answer by that. That is why within the Brahman, if the entire universe is going to be there, even though it appears to be outside, then what happens? There is only one entity. And then whatever is happening within that is due to Maya. Maya means that it is not substantive. So the Advaita philosophy can be explained this. Advaita can be explained if you are able to follow this procedure, right? Otherwise, it becomes difficult. Straight away, you say, everything is taking place in Siddhakasa and all that. We can't explain. The biggest contribution is by Patanjali. Patanjali has made the biggest contribution by reducing the subject-object relation to Chitta and Chittavritti. Chittavritti is the object, Chitta is the consciousness or the individual consciousness. This is a big development. And then Vedanta, unfortunately, many people who teach Vedanta don't follow the earlier steps. They try to explain that, and people find it difficult. And also here, I'm sorry, I'm repeating, here also, whatever Arjuna asks, right? Whatever Arjuna asks is quite relevant. Right? Because Arjuna having the Lord having told that everything is within me, he says, why don't you show me? Right? Mat anugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma samgitam yat tvaya uktam vachaha te namo hoyam vigato mama. Arjuna vacha. Mat anugrahaya, for the sake of giving grace to me. Paramam means the highest of the human goal. What are the human goals? Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. The opposite. The highest is called the moksha, right? Dharma is sattvic, artha is rajasic, moha is tamasic, and then moksha is beyond all the three gunas. Et anugrahaya, paramam guhyam. What do you call it? Guhya means something which is not easily understandable. That's all. Guhya means secret. That's not the exact word. Something which cannot be understood easily. That's called guhya. Guhya. Adhyatma samgitam. Adhyatma Samkirtan, by which you are able to understand the true nature of your own self. Adhyatma Samkirtam. Yet whatever has been said, Vachaha, Tvaya, whatever has been said by you, Tena, by that, Mama, I am this, Mohaha, confusion, Vigataha, is gone away. Now he says, I am able to understand your greatness. I am able to understand that you are the creator and all those things which I did not know earlier, I am able to understand now. We go to the next sloka. Bhavapyayo hi bhutanam shruto vistarasho maya tvattaha kamalapatraksha mahatmyam api cha avyayam. Kamalapatraksha is another word for Krishna. Kamala means lotus. Patra means the petal. Kamalapatraksha, his eyes are like the lotus petals, beautiful. Kamalapatraksha. Tvattaha means from you, Tvattaha from you, Bhutanam means all these creatures, Bhavapyayo, Bhava api ayo, Bhavapyayo means both beginning and end, birth and death, Maya Vistarataha, by me, Vistarataha Shruto. I heard everything about, whatever you said, I heard about it very well. Avyayam Mahatmanam api, right? And also Avyayam means endless, right? Endless Mahatman, your greatness. In the previous chapter, he explained about the greatness of the Lord, right? All those things I've heard without, right? My confusion is gone. I've also heard a lot about you, right? Which I did not know, even though you are my friend and all that. Many times what happens? You move with somebody without knowing, right? Without knowing the real nature of the particular individual. No. Now I know, right? Now I know, because he was thinking just another Raja from another king from Dwaraka or whatever. Now he was able to, tell him what his greatness was. Evametad yathatta swamatmanam parameshvara drashtum ichchami te rupam aishwaryam purushottama. Parameshvara, Parama Ishvara, the highest Lord. Yatha, in whatever way, Svam, your Atmanam, about you, Atha, whatever you said about you, Yetadevam, they are all correct. Whatever you said, there is, I have absolute truth, absolute. The only thing is I didn't know the truth. I know the truth after you explained these things to me. Purushottama, Purusheshottama. I mean, at this particular point, Purushottama is the Lord, right? Purushottama. Te, your Aishwaryam Rupam. Aishwaryam means divine Rupa, form. Aishwaryam Rupam. Drashtum Ichchami. I want to see that. Aishwaryam Rupam means what? Your complete form. You came with the, with Atma Maya, you came like a human being, keeping aside so most of your, greatness. All of things I can't see. Now I want to see you fully, the way you are. I mean, how you are, I want to see. All right? And then the Lord will have to show how can he show? As we have seen in Chidakasha, the entire universe exists. So now, because universe is existing in the Chidakasha becomes God. The Chit becomes God. And Chidakasha is space. And then what did the Lord say? The Lord said that everything is in me. So everything is in me, everything should be in Brahman now. See, Brahman usually does not have anything. Right? When this creation is said to be within the Lord, it is the Brahman itself becomes God. Who is God here? Our Krishna is the God. And then what was in him? The entire universe. Come on, show me. Right? If he is not God, he can't show. But he is God, he is able to show. Manyase yeditache ekyam maya drashtum iti prabho yogeshvara tato metvam darshaya atmanam avyayam. Prabho means, O Lord, yet whatever, maya, by me, drashtum, to see, sakyam, right? Sakyam means possible. Manyate, whatever you think I can see, yedi tataha yogeshvara means you are the Lord of all yogas. Tvam me avyayam atmanam darshaya. Please show me whatever you think is appropriate. Please show me. I mean, you may think that everything. In the previous chapter, he said, "Okay, I have told you something about me. Don't ask for too much. It's not. You got a little head. I don't want to take so much. I want to put some more into your head." Now he says, Viśvarūpa, you show me your form, but whatever you think is appropriate, whatever I can take, please show me. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Pashya me partha rupani shatashaha atasahasrashaha nana vidhani divyani nana varnakriti nicha. Right. Partha Arjuna, me, my divyani. Divya means divine, divya. Nana vidhani, many types of nana varna akritani, different forms, different colors you can see in me. Shatashaha means hundreds of them. Ata further, sahasrashaha, thousands of them, rupani. What does it mean? Within him, hundreds and hundreds of people are there, hundreds and hundreds of objects are there, hundreds and hundreds of vertical creatures are there, right? Within the universe, all of them are there. Now you say that everything is within the Lord. That's what he says. Is it clear? In the context, you understand the context, right? The Lord having said everything is in me, he asked the question, right? This is not different from the Vedanta philosophy. According to the Vedanta philosophy, everything is within the Brahman. Everything is within the Brahman. How do you say that? I have explained to you, right? In the physical space, whatever is happening, this can be understood only as Chittavrittis according to Patanjali. And then these Vedantas go one step further and then say that it is not Chittavritti, it is only Mayavritti, right? Right. I hope you will take interest in this.
Pashyadityan vasun rudrane ashvino marudastata bahunyad drishtapurvani Pashyascharyani Bharata. He says
Bharata, Adityane, Aditya means Aditya. There are 12 Adityas, right? Vasun, 8 Vasus, Rudran, 11 Rudras, right? Ashvino, 2 Ashwini Devatas, Tata, Marutaha, 49 Maruts, Pashya, me, he says, now he opens up all these things that are said in the Puranas and the various literature, you see directly in me. These are the great ones, right? What are they? The 12 Adityas, 8 Vasus, 11 Rudras, 2 Ashwins, similarly 49 Maruts. Okay, all of them you see me. He is able to ask them to, yeah. These are all of them are in the universe. Now all of them are seen to be within the Lord. And the Lord is none other than Brahman. Iha ekastam jagat krishnam pashyadya sacharacharam mama dehe gudakesha yeticha anyat drashtum ichhasi. Okay, gudakesha Arjuna. Mama, my iha, this dehe, in this vertical divine form, right? Right. Instead of saying within Brahman, he says within me, that's all. Sachara acharam. Sachara acharam. Chara means moving, achara. In this universe, there are lots of moving and non-moving objects. Jagat, this universe, Krishnam, completely. Look at the whole thing. You know, can you have you go further up and maybe you can get a broader view of the universe. So he says, all right, you look at me. Jagat, Krishnam, completely. Anyat, okay, Anyat. See the, if you want to see anything that you are normally able to see, please tell me, I will show it to you. Ichhami, Adya, Pashya. Now you please see more than what you can directly see. Natumam shakyase drashtum anenaiva swachakszusha divyam dadamite chakshuhu pashyame yogam aishwaram. So, but there are a number of things that you cannot see with your naked eyes. So, anena, in fact, even in our own life, we can't see many things with our naked eyes. You need glasses, you need microscope, you need telescopes, right? Everything cannot be seen directly. So, anena swachakszusha eva, by your own, we call it the physical eye, mam drashtum, to see me, na shakyase, you can't see me completely. Te divyam, for you, divya means divine, chakshu, eyes, okay, dadami, I'll give you divine eyes. Me Aishwaryam Yogam, see my Aishwaryam Yogam, my greatness, right? My greatness. Yogam, Pashya, please. Yeah, not whatever we see is we see only limited things, right? Science shows that there are a lot of things that we cannot see by our own eyes, right? He says that I will give you the Divya Chakshus so that you will be able to see everything within me. Sanjaya Vacha, now we go back to the beginning where Sanjaya is the one who is talking to, giving a running commentary about what is taking place in the battlefield. Sanjaya Vacha, what did he say? Eva muktva tato rajanne mahayogeshwaro harihi darshayamasa parthaya paramam rupam aishwaram. Later on he says, Sanjaya says, due to Arjuna, I was able to see the Lord, because he is able to see from a distance, right? He is able to see from the distance. He says, I am grateful to Arjuna. Because of him, I was able to see. And then he was able to explain it to Dhritarashtra, but Dhritarashtra cannot see. Sanjaya Vacha, Mahayogeshwara, that is the great yogi, which is Lord Krishna, Harihi, again, Hari or Vishnu. Evam, in this way, Uktva, having talked like this, Tataha, then Parthaya, to Partha, Paramam Aishwaryam Rupam. Paramam means highest, Aishwaryam Rupam. Aishwarya Rupa means his own great form. Darshayamasa, he starts showing his own great form. Now, Sanjaya also is able to see, right? Aneka Vaktra Nayanam, Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam, Aneka Divyabharanam, Divya Aneka Udyata Ayudham. Right? Aneka Vaktra Nayanam, Aneka Vaktra means face or mouth, Aneka Vaktra Nayanam, number of eyes he had. Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam, okay, very divine scenes were seen. Aneka Divyabharanam, he was wearing, different avaranas. Why? It's quite simple. Look at the avarana, or the, what do you call, avarana in English, ornaments. Look at the ornaments everybody is wearing. It is the Lord who, the avarana that you wear, everything is with the Lord. So he was wearing lots of avaranas. Aneka Vaktra Nayanam, Vaktra, different faces, all the faces that you see, now you are able to see within the Lord. Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam, Aneka Divyabharanam, Divya Aneka Udyata Ayudham, right? And also many people with different weapons it could be seen. Divya Malyambaradharam, Divya Gandhanulepanam, Sarvascharyamayam Devam, Anantam Vishwato Mukham. Divya Malyambaradharam, Divya means divine. Malya Ambaradharam, Malya means different garlands. Ambara, Ambaradharam, wearing different varieties of dresses. Divya Gandha Anulepanam. Divya Gandha means, naturally people wear different types of scents, Anulepanam. Sarva Ascharyamayam, right? Very wondrous kind of scenes you could see. Devam, divine. Anantam, Vishwatomukam, and then Vishwatomukam, all the different faces you could see there. Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhavet Yugapat Uthita Yedibaha Sadrishi Sasyat Bhasaha Tasya Mahatmanaha. Divi means in space, in the sky. Surya Sahasrasya. Surya means sun. Sahasrasya, 1,000 suns. Yes, you also know that the sun we see is only one. There are thousands of different stars are there. So he was able to see thousands of Suryas. Surya Sahasrasya Bhaha. Bhaha means light. We have the luster. Yugapate, Uttita, as if thousands of, thousands of suns arose at the same time. It was so bright, so bright. Uttita Bhavete Idi Sa Tasya Mahatmanaha, the great Krishna, Bhasaha Shadrishi Syat, the kind of light that you could see in the Lord was really captivating. Tatra ekastam jagat krishnam pravibhaktam manekadha apashyate deva devasya sharire pandavaha tada. Okay. Tada, then Pandava, that is Arjuna here. Tatra, there. Deva devasya, Deva means the divine beings, small gods. Deva, the Lord of them, is the Lord Krishna himself. Deva devasya, sharire, in his body, right? Sharirasya. Anekadha pravibhaktam, anekada, in so many ways. Krishnam, the entire universe, ekastam, all of them in one place. He was able to see the various different universes. The 7 birds are there. All of them he was able to see in in one place. Which place is that? The body of the Lord. Tatasa Vismaya Vishtaha Krishtaroma Dhananjaya Pranamya Shirasa Devam Kritanjalihi Abhashata Tataha. Then Saha means Saha, he, Dhananjaya, Arjuna. Vismaya Avishtaha, completely struck with wonder, right? Wonder. Krishtaromaha means your, what do you call, the hair was standing up. Devam means the Lord. Shirasa means by bowing to him. Shirasa Pranamya, bowing to him. Pranamya. Krita Anjali, keeping his hands in Anjali Mudra. Abhashata, he started saying the, what do you call, the next few shlokas. Okay, we'll stop at this point. Okay. Om Sahanavavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Vavidvishavahai. Om Shanti 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 Bhadram Karne Vishrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashe Makshabiryajatraha Sthirairangai Stuštuvagam Sastanovihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indro Vriddashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishwavedaha Swastina Starksho Arishtanemihi Swastino Brigaspatir Dadhatu. Om Shanti 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 Tachanyora Vrunimahe Gatum Yajnaya Gatum Yajnapataye Daivi Swastirastunah Swastirmanushebhyaha Urdhvam Jigatu Bheshajam Shanno Astu Dvipade Shanchatushpade. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shanno Mitrasham Varunaha Shanno Bhavatvaryama Shanna Indro Brihaspati Shanno Vishnurukramaha. Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayo Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Pratyaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ritam Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Avatu Mamavatu Vaktaram. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Nama Prache Disheyasya Devataye Tasyam Pratibhasanti Etabhyasya Namo Namo Dakshinaye Disheyasya Devataye Tasyam Pratibhasanti Etabhyasya Namo Namo Pratiche Disheyasya Devata Etasyam Pratibhasanti Etabhyasya Namo Namo Udiche Disheyasya Devataye Tasyam Pratibhasanti Etabhyasya Namo Namo Urdhvaye Disheyasya Devataye Tasyam Pratibhasanti Etabhyasya Namo Namo Adharaye Disheyasya Devataye Tasyam Pratibhasanti Etabhyasya Namo Namo Vantaraye Disheyasya Devataye Tasyam Pratibhasanti Etabhyasya Namo Namo Ganga Yamunayor Madhye Vasanti Te me Prasannatmana Chiranjeevitam Vardhayanti. Namo Ganga Yamunayor Munibhyasya Namo Namo Ganga Yamunayor Munibhyasya Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yadaksharapada Brashtam Matrahinam Cha Yadbhavet Tatsarvam Kshamyatam Deva Narayana Namostu Te Visargabindu Matrani Padapadaksharani Cha Nyunani Chatirikthani Kshamasva Purushottama Kshamasva Purushottama Kshamasva Purushottama. Om. Let us chant Om once. Take a deep breath. Om. Thank you. See you tomorrow.